Yeah. Usually in India, we see, and you've commented on it for quite some time, there's a lot of politics on who has recognized Netaji more, who has done more for his legacy. I just want to ask you a straight question. Who do you think has done more for Netaji's legacy?
I think the most touching thing is that many very simple people who have never seen Netaji still remember what he did for India and still respect him, and I would say even love him. This is exceedingly touching. If you refer to the governmental side, of course, one would say that the present government has done most projects on honoring Netaji. Others have done that too, some more, some less. But I think there are a number of things that were very important for Netaji, and I hope that bringing back his remains will be the most important one of them.
Yes, and that's been a movement that the likes of you and even Chandra Bose have been leading. That is something that you're really looking forward to, isn't it? And a befitting end or closure perhaps to his legacy and to everything that surrounded his death would be to bring his remains to India. Do you hope that can be achieved in time to come soon?
I certainly hope so, because you see, I'm almost 80, and I think you can count the number of years left to me on the fingers of one hand. And so I certainly would like to have that closure.
Yes, please continue. You said that that would bring you closure?
No, I would like to have that closure on the issue.
Yes.
You see, my mother never had that closure, and she passed away more than 25 years ago. But I certainly hope that this does not remain unfinished for much longer.
Ma'am, can I ask you a larger, broader question? The legacy of Netaji, his contribution to the Indian freedom struggle, why do you think it was sidelined, if not completely ignored for all of these years? What do you think were the factors behind that? And how happy does it make you feel that now a lot is happening which recognizes his true contribution? Of course, there was the non-violent movement, but there was also the movement that was led, and it was a bloody movement led by Netaji himself. So why do you think his contribution was sidelined for so long?
Well, let me say one thing. The most important contribution to Netaji actually is to live up to his ideals and up to his ideas. That is to continue the spirit of what he sort of imbibed, for example, in the Indian National Army and in his other political work. That is communal harmony and respect for women and the downtrodden, and a positive feeling. And I think it is very important that many people sort of imbibe these values and live up to them. Ultimately, this is what counts in the long run. Monuments and other symbolic issues, however, are an important contribution sort of to remind people of him also. So I certainly think that in recent times more various activities have been done in that direction. And I certainly hope that also more will be done in terms of living up to his ideals.
So one thing that you're really looking forward to, of course, is bringing his remains to India. What else would you like to see when you say that hopefully more will happen in future? What more would you like to see happen to take his legacy forward? And today, when this statue is unveiled, for the next 2 to 3 days, there's even going to be a drone lighting, ceremony which will be open to the public. What is the message you're hoping the public would take from this, especially the youngsters?
The message I would give especially to the young people is that we all may be very insignificant people as individuals, and we don't, by no means are in a league with the great leaders of the independence movements, be it Netaji or be it Gandhiji or many of the other great men and women who sacrificed so much for India. But I think in sacrificing a little bit, respecting your fellow human beings and contributing little bits to the well-being of the country and of the countrymen and countrywomen is an important issue, because if you imagine so many people contributing in small ways, a lot happens in the long run. And I think that should be the important message we take from the independence movement, in fact.
All right. Anita Fab, thanks a lot for speaking to us. Unfortunately, you cannot be there in person. We wish the circumstances could have been better, and hope to see you in India and see your one wish also fulfilled, that of Netaji's remains coming back to India. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and Jai Hind to all of you.
Jai Hind.